The Hound of the Baskervilles by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. In the heart of London, at 221B Baker Street, the air was thick with the scent of tobacco and the quiet hum of intellectual pursuit. Sherlock Holmes, the great detective, sat in his armchair, his sharp eyes scanning a letter as Dr. John Watson, his loyal friend and chronicler, observed with curiosity. The year was 1889, and a new mystery was about to unfold, one that would draw them into the eerie moors of Devonshire and the chilling legend of the Baskerville curse. The morning had begun with a visit from Dr. James Mortimer, a country physician with a peculiar tale. He was a tall, thin man, his face etched with worry as he presented Holmes with a walking stick left behind by a visitor the previous night. The stick, engraved with "To James Mortimer, M.R.C.S." from his friends of the CCH, sparked Holmes' deductive prowess. With a glance, he deduced Mortimer's profession and interests, much to Watson's amusement and Mortimer's astonishment. But the real matter lay in the document Mortimer carried, a manuscript dated 1742, detailing the grim legend of the Baskerville family. The tale spoke of Hugo Baskerville, a cruel ancestor whose wicked pursuit of a maiden ended in his death on the Devonshire moors, torn apart by a monstrous hound, its jaws aglow with hellish fire. Since then, the Baskerville line seemed cursed, with heirs meeting untimely ends. Mortimer, now the friend and physician to Sir Charles Baskerville, the late head of the family, revealed that Sir Charles had died 3 months prior under mysterious circumstances. Found dead in the yew alley of Baskerville Hall, his face contorted in horror, Sir Charles's death was attributed to heart failure. Yet Mortimer suspected more, pointing to strange footprints near the body. Not human, but those of a gigantic hound. Holmes, intrigued by the blend of superstition and fact, listened as Mortimer explained the urgency. Sir Henry Baskerville, the last of the line and heir to the estate, was arriving from Canada. Mortimer feared for his safety, believing the hound, or some sinister force, was real. Holmes, ever the rationalist, dismissed the supernatural but saw a puzzle worth solving. He agreed to meet Sir Henry at 10 a.m. the next day. When Sir Henry arrived, he was a robust, straightforward man, eager to claim his inheritance but unsettled by recent events. An anonymous note, pieced together from newspaper clippings, warned him to avoid the moor. "As you value your life or your reason, keep away from the moor," it read, the word moor handwritten. Holmes, with his keen eye, noted the note's construction and the scent of perfume on the paper, hinting at a female sender. Further, Sir Henry revealed a curious incident. One of his boots had vanished from his hotel, only to be returned, while another was stolen. Holmes, sensing a deeper plot, resolved to investigate but declined to accompany Sir Henry to Devonshire, citing other commitments. Instead, he tasked Watson with accompanying Sir Henry and Mortimer to Baskerville Hall, instructing him to report every detail. The journey to Devonshire was somber, the landscape growing wilder as they approached the moor. Baskerville Hall loomed large, a gray, imposing structure surrounded by the desolate, fog-shrouded expanse of Dartmoor. Watson, ever observant, noted the hall's isolation and the eerie silence of the moor, broken only by the distant cry of a bird or the rustle of wind through the heather. Sir Henry, determined to restore the estate, settled in, but the weight of the family legend hung heavy. The household included the Barrymores, the butler and housekeeper, whose long service to the Baskervilles masked a quiet unease. Watson's letters to Holmes detailed the strange happenings at the hall. One night, he caught Barrymore signaling with a candle from a window, sending a light across the moor. Confronted, Barrymore refused to explain, but his wife, Eliza, tearfully confessed that the signals were for her brother, Selden, a notorious convict who had escaped from Princetown prison and was hiding on the moor. They were aiding him with food and supplies, a secret born of familial loyalty. Watson, torn between duty and pity, agreed to keep their secret for now, but the incident deepened the mystery. Who else might be lurking on the moor? The moor itself was a character in the tale, its vast, treacherous expanse hiding secrets in its bogs and tors. Watson encountered other figures. Stapleton, a naturalist living nearby with his sister Beryl, a striking woman whose nervous demeanor hinted at fear, and Frankland, an eccentric local with a penchant for lawsuits and telescope gazing. Stapleton's knowledge of the moor and his casual mention of its dangers, the Grimpen Mire, a deadly bog where a misstep could mean death, unsettled Watson. Beryl, in a private moment, warned Sir Henry to leave, her words cryptic and urgent, only to later retract them, claiming a misunderstanding. As days passed, Watson's reports grew graver. He heard the chilling howl of a hound on the moor, a sound that froze the blood of all who heard it. Sir Henry, though brave, admitted to feeling watched, and the theft of his boots continued to puzzle them. Watson, exploring the moor, discovered a hidden hut with signs of recent habitation, cigarette butts, food scraps, and a vantage point overlooking the hall. Someone was watching, but who? Holmes, receiving Watson's meticulous accounts, arrived unannounced, having been secretly observing from the moor. He revealed he had been staying in the hut, piecing together the clues. The stolen boots, he deduced, were used to give a hound Sir Henry's scent. The anonymous note, the footprints, the hound's howls, all pointed to a human orchestrating the terror, using the Baskerville legend as a weapon. Holmes suspected Stapleton, whose genial demeanor masked a cunning mind. Research in London had uncovered Stapleton's true identity. He was a Baskerville, a distant cousin with a claim to the estate, living under an assumed name with Beryl, his wife, not his sister. Beryl's warnings to Sir Henry were acts of defiance against Stapleton's schemes, though fear kept her silent. Holmes devised a trap. Sir Henry would dine at Stapleton's home, then walk back across the moor alone, baiting the culprit. Holmes, Watson, and Inspector Lestrade, summoned from Scotland Yard, lay in wait. As fog rolled in, obscuring the moor, Sir Henry began his walk. From the mist emerged a beast, a massive hound, its jaws painted with phosphorescent glow to mimic the legend's demon. It lunged for Sir Henry, but Holmes and Watson fired, wounding the creature. It fled, only to die in the Grimpen mire, its body sinking into the bog. The hound, a real dog trained for murder, was Stapleton's tool, kept hidden and fed to grow monstrous. Pursuing Stapleton, they found his home empty. Beryl, bound and bruised, revealed her husband's cruelty and his plan to kill Sir Henry to claim the Baskerville fortune. Stapleton had fled to the moor, but a search found only his boot, sucked into the mire. The treacherous bog had likely claimed him, though no body was found. The case was closed, the curse debunked as a scheme of greed and deception. Back in London, Holmes explained the details to Watson over a quiet evening at Baker Street. Stapleton, a Baskerville heir, had orchestrated Sir Charles's death by exploiting his weak heart, using the hound to terrify him into collapse. The stolen boots provided the scent for the dog to track Sir Henry. Beryl, coerced into silence, had tried to warn Sir Henry, her note and whispered pleas her only rebellion. The manuscript, the footprints, the legend, all were tools Stapleton wielded to mask his crime as supernatural vengeance. Sir Henry, shaken but safe, planned to travel abroad to recover from the ordeal. The moor, with its haunting beauty, returned to its silent watch over Baskerville Hall. Holmes, lighting his pipe, turned to Watson with a faint smile. A touch of the devilish, Watson, but nothing a clear mind couldn't unravel. And so, the legend of the hound was laid to rest, another triumph for the indomitable Sherlock Holmes.